So, hello fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728 and sowing conspiracy to save humanity and the planet. Wouldn't that be fantastic if we could do that? I think that would be a really great use of social media and propaganda. Anyway, I am Earthling, yada yada yada, and I'm an ex-Army reservist. I have a master's MBA, computer science degree. I have done my own newspaper. I used to do everything in it. I traveled a bit. I've lost a bunch of weight, kept it off, and that's it for me. So we've all seen how conspiracy theories can spread across social media. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it, hopefully you don't believe it. These things, like watch this before Facebook takes it down, or before YouTube takes it down, or blah blah blah, or blah blah blah. These things spread like wildfire. And many people actually believe this stuff. What if we could do this on purpose in order to achieve the things that we need to achieve? Wouldn't that be great? I mean, can you imagine the excitement? Well, I don't think it would be much excitement. Actually, I wonder if anybody would actually end up believing it. If we were to float something that the government is basically going to, round up all the overweight and obese people and use them, to trade for some resources with aliens. Would that actually move or motivate some people to try a little bit harder in order to lose weight? Now, I have been a really severely overweight person. Is it more? I was morbidly obese. I was just obese, I think, soundly so. I think that at some point, I was willing to try almost anything. Not these diets, the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the keto diet. No, I'm not going to try any of those things. Those are ridiculous. But anyway, considering that what people believe with respect to, what's in the vaccine, what vaccines do, what if we just lied to a bunch of people and said that we just need to stop using our cars for so much stuff, that we need to carpool for everything because the government is going to round up everybody who's driving in cars by themselves? Or what would be another good one? That blood pressure medicine was, it carried some kind of cancer-causing agent. Unfortunately, that one is true, but I think it was just the one. I don't know if the people just switched over to another blood pressure medicine. Of course, I don't think you're going to get cancer like tomorrow or something from using it, or even over the course of a day or something. But, at the end of the day, I wish that was something that people could use, something that could be used. Because number one, it obviously works with respect to belief. I don't know if most of these beliefs, people don't really have to do anything, right? You just believe this crazy thing, and if somebody offers you a vaccine that will protect you against a virus that's spreading, you just say, no, I don't want any vaccine, government ought to, and you just really end up doing a lot of talking. You don't actually have to do anything. You're not really compelled to actually do anything. It's just to resist the things that are out there. So I don't know if spreading conspiracy, but somebody should try it. I mean, you have all of these videos that are full of, I would say, in my opinion, just flat out lies, full of nonsense from the Sci-Fi Channel, nanobots and nanites, and the idea that Bill Gates' family have been conspiring for hundreds of years in order to have him because he's related to Queen Elizabeth, and he is trying to reduce the population of the world, and he is invested and caused COVID-19 and all this other stuff. But none of that stuff, like I mentioned, really is compelling us to get up and do anything. With respect to President Trump and the election being stolen. Now, a lot of people left their homes to try to do something. I don't know what would have happened if social media had not banned Mr. Trump. But a lot of people did leave their homes for the stuff that he was pitching. Now, I would have thought it would have been, even if it was 1% of the American population, that would have been, of every man, woman, and child, which is like, 3.3 million people could have been involved in actually doing something. But then, it's really would have been that percentage, 1% of the actual adult population. That would have been a lot of people. That would have been a crazy amount of people. I don't know. We didn't really actually see that. But that is a case where people were actually motivated to act. And I guess part of the idea was that this was something that was happening right now, and something needed to be done about it right now. If it's something where, you need to lose weight, and this is something that has to be done day after day after day, I don't know how well. I think it's possible. I think it's really possible, but we would really have to try to scare people. But I don't know how, what would be the first thing to try. I guess somebody would just have to come out and try and see. But again, most of the things that we have seen, disinformation, so is really to just have people not do things. Like, don't wear a mask. Like, don't actually listen to stay-at-home orders. It probably would be a lot harder to create some kind of active habit in people's lives. But at the same time, if we follow the tenets of making a habit, which is you start off really, really, really small, very, very small, and you get people to do that one tiny, small thing, not a big thing, and you just build on that every day. For example, I think there's a study where they asked people to just put something in their windows. Put something in their windows for like a political candidate or something. And when they actually came around to ask people to, let's say, put a sign on their lawns about the political candidate, all the people who did asked to just put the thing in their window first, they were a lot more forthcoming about putting something on their lawn because they'd already done the first step. So it could be that if we start really, really small in some very innocuous ways, like, that thing with Facebook where you put up a filter to say you stand with Q, with respect to trying to prevent the government from tracking the people who are using their cars without carpooling, or the accumulation of some causing element in food. So the more that you eat, the more likely you are to develop cancer or some other kind of disease. People could do some really slick animations and so on, showing nanites or whatever that might be in different types of foods and whatever. I wonder if these food associations, like the Meat Association, would get together and try to sue people who were in videos like that. Like they tried to sue Oprah when she said something about meat. And even Oprah said she's just going to shut her mouth. She's never going to mention anything like that again. Well, I guess you have to be more subtle and, just explain that this is just your opinion. It's not necessarily a real thing. But that there is some doubt out there. I think a lot of people would consider this, of course, to be unethical. But even though it's unethical, it could save many, many lives. It could save us as a species. I think, fact of the matter is, when push comes to shove, if this is a tool that people can look back to right now and see, hey, this kind of disinformation for a cause actually works, and it's a last-ditch effort, why not try it? Why not try it if nothing else has been working? And I think at some point it's going to reach that point. And in a way, it's really more useful in a quote-unquote free society. Because if it's a place like China, you just do what you're told, But if it's a place like the US or something like that, you can just simply use the fact that there's a certain amount of freedom that, at least right now, there's a certain amount of freedom. So it might prove that it might be completely unnecessary in the future, depending on if Trump keeps going down that road and the Republican leadership keeps following him. So I personally would be, it sounds bad to say that I would be excited to see this implemented somewhere, but I would be. I would be interested in seeing it, because I've already seen it used for bad. Why can't it be used for good? As long as people can't be educated, you can't teach people enough about the facts to be discerning, and they can be led by conspiracies and disinformation, let's lead them, or someone, not me, but let somebody lead them with the same tools for good. I think that it's probably a good thing. If they're not going to listen to reason, then let them listen to disinformation and listen to conspiracy, but ultimately do the right thing. So anyway, that's it for me. I feel kind of guilty about saying all that stuff, but I feel so much better if I could see it being used well and properly. But that's it for me. Feel free to like, dislike, give me a comment as to what you think. All of the good stuff in the same way that you would like if somebody was giving feedback to you about your stuff. Have a good one. Peace.